Hello and welcome to the 2026 Open Day Countdown, a series where we're counting down to opening day by previewing all three teams in MLB. Yesterday we spoke about the Atlanta Braves, and today we are talking about the Athletics. Yesterday, the Athletics finished with a record of 76 and 86, fourth place in AL West, and without further ado, let's get into it. So I feel like the A's have a perception of having a very good offense, but I think a lot of that is sort of because it's very top heavy. Like Nick Kurz and Brent Rooker are two very good bats, but other than that, there isn't too many names. But then I think another thing you have to consider is that because they play in a minor league ballpark, a lot of their hitters sort of overperform their peripherals. Like Nick Kurz, especially, like he's still a great hitter, 130 BFA plus, but I don't think he's the MVP level hitter that 170 plus sort of suggests. But since like they're still going to be hitting in that minor league ballpark for at least a couple more seasons, that is something to consider. Like he might still overperform the next couple years, but once they move to Las Vegas, maybe these numbers take a hit. Like for example, Soros and Langoliers, two other bats who really like overperformed their peripherals, and also Jacob Wilson in particular. I should include him as well. Three bats that uh, are everyday bats for them, like WRC plus in the 120 to 130 range, but Beef plus is considerably lower on them, especially Jacob Wilson. He doesn't really have much thump in his bat, but because he doesn't strike out really good at manipulating BABIP into his favor, so that's why BFIP plus is a bit lower on him. Yeah, it's a still a decent offense. Like Langoliers, I still like. He's someone that has really struck out a ton in the past, but this has really cut that down a ton. Just 19% K rate. And they also added McNeil, who's really going to bolster that offense a bit. More free passes than strikeouts. Doesn't really hit the ball hard, but like again, like with this combination, it's hard to be a bad hitter. And he's someone who I think because he's going to be in that minor league ballpark, he's going to overperform this BFIT plus. Yeah, looking at the splits, not too much to note. Like Lawrence Butler is someone who is good against righties but bad against lefties. He's someone who will get platooned who he was platooned down the stretch, I should say, and I think he will get platooned to start 2026 as well. Yeah, it's a pretty solid offense. Not as good as people make it out to be, but still not a bad offense either. Let's get into the pitching. With the starters, it's again like I think because it's in a minor league park, the pitching is sort of worse than it makes out to be, but still not that great. Like Jacob Lopez, 4.8 ERA, but peripherals are okay on him, but BFIP is really high on him just because he doesn't really give up that many barrels. But because he is like sort of a fly ball pitcher, he does give up a ton of fly balls that did leave the yard. And according to his barrel rate, that's something that might regress, but because he's in a minor league ballpark, it might not. We'll see. And JT Shen, he's someone that I'm really high on this offseason. He's someone I think should be in that big league rotation. 5.8 ERA, but the peripherals are better on him. 4.8 BFIP. He has a really nice sinker that really gets a ton of drop, and as a result, he gets a ton of ground balls. And because of that, he should be more favorable in the minor league ballpark because he's not giving up as many fly balls. In the round rotation, Luis Severino, Jeffrey Springs, Aaron Savali, three just three veterans in the rotation. Not crazy upside, but you get a decent floor with the innings, so not bad. Now let's talk about the bullpen. The bullpen doesn't really have a clear closer, but I think Mark Leiter Jr. is probably the closer just because like he's a clear best arm according to BFIP. Like his ERA wasn't that great, but all the peripherals say he's good, so you can expect a positive regression from him in the future. I believe Hogan Harris and Justice Turner are two guys who are also candidates for saves, but they're guys who had a better ERA but worse BFIP, so that's why I'm not like as high on them for saves. I'm more interested in Mark Leiter Jr. But I think eventually it's going to be a committee of these three guys. Like that's what it's gonna turn out to be. So yeah, let's get into the predicted lineups. At catcher, we got Shea Langoliers every day. Again, I covered him. He's he really improved his contact rate, and that has really like helped it keep his K rate a lot lower. Uh, he's someone that like should be in lineup every day. Like again, like you look at the splits, good against lefty, he's good against righties, so obviously should be in the lineup every day, and yeah, he will. Nick Kurtz, he does have platoon splits. Like against lefties, you can see only a 79 BFIP plus, 83 diversity plus. But again, like yeah, his upside is immense. Like I'm not gonna deny that he can be this 178 diversity plus guy at his peak, but I think right now he's not there just yet. I think like in the next few years, he's probably like 130, maybe 150 BFIP plus. As sorry, diversity plus because of the 130 BFIP plus. Yeah, he's still a great bat, and I think he's probably going to be everyday first baseman. Jeff McNeil is everyday second baseman. Again, like he's someone who's actually better against lefties despite being left-handed hitter. Uh, you can see like equal second walk rate, just get some barrels. So 109 WC plus, but 144 BFIP plus. Yeah, he's someone that should be in the lineup every day. And then at third base, I have Daryl Hernaiz. Like, I'm not really too high on Hernaiz. Like, I do like him a lot. Like against lefties, he's good. I know the sample isn't too great, but the AAA sample is also quite good. If I can play it real quick, it's a 97 WC plus 101 BFIP plus. So I guess you can say like replacement level bat. Good defense, can play second, third, and short. Yeah, he's someone who they don't. He's someone I think should be platooned, and especially on the short side of platoon, just because that splits against lefties. They don't really have someone who's good against righties at third base, so that's why I have Hernaiz in every day just because like he has pretty good defense. Yeah, and then Jacob Wilson at shortstop. He's someone who really overperformed based on peripherals, but I think he's someone who maybe could be expected to overperform every year just because he's so good at putting the ball in play and hitting it where the fielders aren't. Like his barrel control is very high. So I think he's someone who, even though he's sort of an average at BFIP plus, he's probably still an above average hitter. And also, of course, the minor league ballpark helps. And then left field, I have Tyler Soderstrom. And then center field, Desmond Clark. Right field, up platoon, Butler and Thomas. I'll start with this, because again, Butler, he definitely underperformed a lot last year, like, especially compared to expectations. And a lot of that was because he was sort of extremely good against lefties in 2024, but against 2025, it was really bad. So he's someone that, even against righties, he wasn't that great, but I think he's still pretty good against righties, so I think he will be on the strong side of platoon with Kobe Thomas, who, again, was average against lefties, like above average by WC plus, but I think that's probably overperformance based on the park, probably, or just like generally lucky. But still, like he's a solid bat against lefties. And then Tyler Soderstrom, again everyday bat. He really like improved a lot this year. Like he's someone who was a catcher, then moved to first base, then moved to left field, and he has good defense in left. And that paired with his good hitting, he's someone that should be in the lineup every day. And then in center field, I had Denzel Clark. He was someone that was pretty awful last year. 75 WC plus, 41 BFA plus. Not really any redeeming qualities, like worst hitter against righties, one of the worst hitters against lefties. Like, not really what you like to see. But first of all, his defense is excellent, so that's why I think he should be in that lineup every day. And second of all, to be honest, it can't really get worse than what it was. Like, I know the strikeouts were like 40%. I don't think he's going to be a 40% strikeout rate again. So that's going to get better. Free passes, maybe he doesn't get better, but maybe he adds on a little bit. But yeah, Denzel Clark, kind of upside. Someone like maybe he puts it all together next year, maybe not. We'll see. And then DH Brent Rooker, again, he's one of those consistent bats. Like for years now, he's been really consistent and has really cut down the K rate a lot this year as well. So yeah, pretty good offense. Not the best offense, but it's still pretty good. And then bench, of course, like not much to touch on. I think Ibanez could be third baseman over Hanai, so can Muncy. Like that's a something to watch in spring training. And then as for rotation, Jacob Lopez, Severino, Springs, Savali, and Jin. Lopez, I think he's should be at the top of that rotation. Like if I show the BFIT plus 333, like I know all these peripherals are like not too high on him, but he's someone that I think because he limits the barrels, like he's someone really you should look into as a potential like buy low, just like very good arm in that rotation. Like sneaky, like got a ton of case too. Like he does have crazy stuff, but he's sort of like that Chris Sale lineup where he really gets sidearm a ton, and that really is really tricky for left-handed hitters. So yeah, I guess it really sneaky arm in that age rotation. Severino, Springs, and Savalia, I think are locks in that rotation as well. So that's why they're 2 to 4. Jin is the only question mark, but I think he should be in that rotation just because again, like good results, good peripherals. Sorry, not great results based on ERA, but like good peripherals, and someone has his stuff has really ticked up to spring training, so someone I really like. And then in the bullpen again, I have Mark Jr. as a closer, but I think these three guys could all reasonably get saves. Alvarado and Bravo were also like above average by BFIP. You can see Alvarado 393 BFIP. Sorry, Bravo was below average. Sorry, 438 BFIP. Just a decent arm in that bullpen. And then there's also Eduardo Nunez, who I want to touch on real quick. Small sample in the majors, but wasn't that great. But in the minors, he was electric. At AAA, he had a 24 innings, a 150 ERA, and a 372 BFIP. And just to keep in mind, that was in the PCL, which is a very hitter-friendly environment. So if you look at BFIP minus at the PCL, it was 68, which means his BFIP was 30% better than the league average at the PCL. So he's someone I think should be in that bullpen. I think he's their future closer, but I don't think he's a closer just yet, so that's why he's right now just a middle reliever. And of course, Brady Basso in that bullpen, and then Jack Perkins, who's sort of that long relief type, could get starts as well. Yeah, that's the predicted lineup. As for the WAR projection, again, Kurtz is insane, like 6 WAR projection because that's what he put up last year, but I don't think he really repeats that. And then Brent Rooker is a good bat. Langeliers, Butler has good defense, so you're still getting that value from him. And then Soderstrom, also good defense, but yeah. So the thing is, like, the pitching isn't that great. Like, it's only Savali, Lopez, and like there's definitely like a few guys actually, but like when your top arm protected arm by WAR is Aaron Savali, that's not really what you like to see. Yeah, their win projection is 8 and 82, basically 500. So that's still a step up from the 76 and 86, but not that much. It's just because the pitching is not that great, and also the offense is good, but not. It's not enough to make up for the pitching, the lack of pitching. So yeah, that's what I have for the A's. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.